left it for God. They should leave, because the more they are here, they will continue to destroy something.
All right. I'm sure you've heard the expression, wisdom is profitable to direct. There are situations where being right is not right, but having common sense. Because I'm thinking, right? I'm a broadcaster, so this is my source of livelihood, along with other things that I do. And while I may not understand going to my farm and seeing that it has been devastated by cattle, but even worse, I cannot confront the herders. Right? We can analyze it, we can talk about it, we can proffer solutions, but you don't know what it feels like. And if you're describing that kind of pain, you would have to connect it to something else that has happened in your life that also created that kind of disappointment. But it's trespassing. It's happening in Benue, it's happening in rivers, and well, the latest is that it has happened in Enugu. Suspected herders killed at least 7 residents, leaving 2 others missing during an invasion of the Agwamed Autonomous Community in Eha Amofu, Isiuzu local government area of Enugu. The attack occurred on Sunday around 4:30 p.m. and has left residents in shock and fear. This report is from yesterday. And Enugu state government confirmed recent attacks on farm settlements in that community and announced the arrest of 2 suspected informants alleged to have aided the militant herders. So Enugu is complaining, Rivers Eche is complaining, Benue is complaining. But the thing is, that's what happens when you break the record. Benue now is a case study. And so I think that asking what should we do is no longer a relevant question, because this question has been asked countless times. Stakeholders, experts, analysts, smart and foolish people have all come together to proffer solutions. And they all had a few things to say. Well, before I open the phone lines, let's take what some of those experts said. A security expert, Felix Ogbodus, called on the federal government to introduce strict grazing policy. Speaking in an interview with correspondent Emeka Otoka, Felix, a retired assistant inspector general of police, said open grazing should be stopped immediately, as it's one of the major causes of the repeated clashes. He said grazing should be restricted to designated land.
The following are your times of reference. 1. Ascertain the actual number of movable property or asset vandalized, stolen, and burned, owned by the council. 2. Ascertain the current market value of the identified asset property, bearing in mind the value of money. 3. Recommend movable assets that are relevant for smooth running of the council. Report your finding in 7 days' time.
I'm hearing council. That's not the sound, though. No. This council is a bit different. Apologies for that. Let me try to get the council that affects us. I hope I have the right one now.
The point is that let us identify cattle rearing areas, grazing areas, and these guys should be restricted to those areas. If you come to Abuja here, you'll be surprised. You see cows being moved around at the center of the city, and that's very embarrassing. So they should identify grazing zones where they should be restricted to. You cannot be moving out to the town. What for? The one that never come out with their cows. If you are no longer interested in grazing because if you kept somewhere, come out and look for something else to do. So that's it.
It's that simple. Like I said, smart people, foolish people, tall, short, light-skinned, dark-skinned, men, women, everybody has said that as long as you have open grazing, do you know what it means for your daily source of food to be anywhere below face? If I wake in the morning, I'm certain that the food I will eat will come from the kitchen in my house. If for any reason I'm not around, maybe I travel, I know where the food is coming from. Oh, I'm in the hotel. It's a hotel that's providing food. Oh, I'm out. I'm eating at a restaurant. We know where our food comes from. But just imagine that as you wake in the morning and you say your daily prayers, please give us this day our daily bread. And that daily bread is, Father, anywhere I find myself, Any bread that is available, Lord, I thank you because I go chop them. That's exactly how it is. The herders just go out with cattle. As they are moving, any land, any yam, cocoyam, farm, as the Spirit leads. And that is the feeding policy of cattle for the day. Wherever they find themselves, they sleep. Tomorrow they wake up with the slogan, we move. That does not make sense on any level for both human beings and animals. If a human being lives like that, wherever I find myself, I eat what I see, where I see it. There are bound to be problems. And this same method has created problems in Benue, in Enugu, in Rivers State. Of course, there are many more states. But we're working with the reports I just took. And so, owing to the mass slaughtering, the president went to Benue and addressed the residents of that state. I had a Benue-based journalist yesterday join me. And if you listen to that interview, well, there are lots of things that were unpacked. They were already saying some of them were disappointed at the speech of the president. Let's quickly analyze what the president said. Right? In his address, he touched on a few things. So I'll take that very quickly. President Tinubu's visit and speech in Benue State focused on addressing the persistent security challenges, communal clashes in the region. He directed security agencies to arrest those responsible for the recent attacks. You heard his voice. Now, emphasis on security. The president stressed the need for peace and security in Benue State, acknowledging the ongoing conflict. His directive to security agencies instructed them to apprehend those involved in recent attacks, signaling a commitment to holding the perpetrators accountable. You see these two parts? It's okay. Where people started having problem, the president urged the governor to prioritize peace-building efforts and encourage the establishment of a peace committee to address the root causes. He called for collaboration. His visit and dialogue with stakeholders signify a commitment to working collaboratively with the state and community leaders to find lasting solutions. Now, the speech followed, of course, recent attacks. There's a part of this I'm looking for where he talked about being a brother's keeper. I know I had that down somewhere. And I remember because residents of Benue were not happy. There were comments and reactions on social media that why would the president be speaking about peace at this time? And a chief at that meeting said very clearly that this was attempted genocide. That it is not what is met with peace, it is justice that can bring about that peace. So, it's time for you and I to be a part of this conversation. What is your take on the president's position? The main point, he said perpetrators should be arrested. He said a peace-building committee should be set up. He talked about finding lasting solutions, being your brother's keepers, looking for a way that, this land dispute will not persist. I had that sound somewhere. I'm not happy that I can't find it because I needed to play that particular part. Something about being your brother's keeper, which of course got the people angry. But most importantly, why is this solution eluding us, even though there are templates? There are many countries that have tackled this same problem and solved it. Why is it hard for us to get ranches, grazing reserves, or portions of land that these cattle must feed inside, so that as the Spirit lead is not the formula for daily feeding? After the break, we talk.
Stay with us. Nigeria Info. We'll be back. Acceleration.
President to Benue, the incessant attacks of herders in different parts of the country, the constitution of a peace committee to look into the crisis. Of course, he has ordered that the security officials, of course, top officials, make arrests. He was asking, why are there no arrests yet? But he also spoke to the reality that residents of Benue need to be their brother's keeper, and if land is the issue, they need to find a way to come to a point where they can resolve these issues. 08179230002, 08179230003. WhatsApp is 08090306416. I'll give you a minute to express yourself. I think that's enough. Hello, good evening. Good evening. What's your name?
Gifts calling from Yenagoa.
All right, Gifts, go ahead. You have a minute.
Yeah, let me first of all condole with the people of the state, especially the families that are affected. That is my own priority here. Then let me talk about Mr. President's visit. At times, one will criticize. I do criticize, but I'm very careful with the choice of words and my stand, even when the stand is very strong, my position. Situation where somebody will be saying the clothes you put on that particular day to visit them is wrong. You are supposed to go with a particular set of clothes. I'm telling you, you have not seen it. It's like somebody that I respect so much, even if I disagree with him politically, said that in this country, P2B to be precise, said clothes that you put on that particular day, they're looking like somebody that was going for a party instead of going to mourn people and all the rest. What kind of society is this? Must you criticize just for the sake of criticism? So the man went there. One of the things I picked there when he addressed the people of the state, he said this particular situation will turn it around for prosperity. And I know the man that is giving that promise. Ebola Tinubu, the president of this great nation, is telling you, I'm telling you at the end of the day to play out.
Okay.
They will turn that situation that other presidents have been giving excuses and complain. And one of the security agencies, the chiefs, when they stood up, when they asked that simple question, up to this moment, they've not arrested even a single person. The people that carried out this barbaric act. I am telling you, something is about to take place, and I trust this very president.
All right, Gift.
Let me just stop your gift from Yenagoa.
Thank you very much. That's way beyond a minute, by the way. JJ from Rumibo. Good evening.
Yeah, Sam, good evening to you.
Good evening.
You talked about breadwinner and Tommy honey bread. You remember when our Senate president said we should be holding spoon in our pocket, that anyway we will see food, make we join. And I want to tell you that the owner of a bakery now begin to look for where bread will come from. Somebody that owned bakery before. But I'm not satisfied with the speech of the president where he said, be your brother's keeper. Who was he referring to as the brother? I expected that the IGP and the one he called Christopher was his position, that will fire them right there. What did they go to Benue to do? Nothing. And they just stood there. IGP said he has come this one has done this. No arrest has been made. So they need a special order. What were they employed for? What were they appointed for? Is it not to make sure that those who have come to kill people, they are arrested and tried at the end of the day? That the president needs to call them to their face again and tell them, you've not arrested anybody. That means they were waiting for the order of the president before they do their work. Oh, God. Sam, this thing, they pay my belly, I swear. Thank you.
Thank you, JJ. Emeka calls from Elele. Hello, Emeka.
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening.
Now, sometimes I keep on wondering why this nation is like this, Nigeria. You know that that's the Benue killing and the all killings in northern part of Nigeria. Up till now, no arrest has been made. Sometime in the morning, I told you in the morning hours that this federal government that I'm alleging that they know what is happening. Since last year, since this January, they killed many people this January. Up till now, no arrests have been made. And even the governor of the state, I keep on telling you people, governor of the state has alleged that the people in Abuja, they are sponsors of those people. Up till now, no investigation. Up till now, no any form of discipline. Now they are telling us, the tribunal is realizing that, telling us that the IG is meant to arrest 1 or 2 persons. From where? They are suspecting themselves, which means they are involved in these things. If they cannot make any arrest, up to now.
Okay.
Now we are on a crossroad, though.
Thank you very much.
God bless you.
Muriel calls from Okrika. Hello, Muriel. Good evening.
Thank you, Sam. Good evening.
Good evening.
Well, they're saying I'm now dead break for the president. This is better late than never. Why is there no arrest? Why has no arrest been made? Sam, I don't know if you've seen anybody or you know anyone that have any issue or any problem with this guy. Even if it's just a small aboki, let me just, I don't know. Sorry for using the name, but say that anything that will result to you taking them to the police station. Trust me, that will be the end of it. It is their own brothers, and most of the stations are flooded with their brothers. So maybe they speak language everywhere. It's full, everywhere it's crowded. See, I don't know who will arrest them. Who will arrest them? For me, I think they just start with this. Yesterday or so? Yeah, yesterday I watched on social media almost 3 videos where cows are eating people's cassava. Just in River State here, one guy was saying like, come out, and the Babuki guy was standing, warning him seriously, with all boldness. So, who will arrest them? Who will arrest them? Which police station will you take them to? Yeah, we know that. The president is calling for something else. Because if we were to be in the east, they will not even wait for police. They will do what they want. So which of the policemen do you want to take them so that they will not prosecute them and begin to do? There are brothers that are flooded there. Nothing will happen. For me, I think they just discuss with cows. It just starts with this. Then later, their real goal now comes to play. That is what is happening in Benue. It started with farmers, federal classes. Then later, the main guys began to now claiming and began to say, they should not try to River State here. They know that it will be a different ball game altogether. So for those that are meant to arrest, they can go ahead and see if they can, or if they want to, if they will. But I know that most times there are it doesn't work out.
Okay. Thank you very much, Muriel. You don't want to get to a point where people begin to provide for themselves what government is supposed to. Right? Regardless of the allegations, whether it's a brother that is there, they don't arrest them. And there are many people who have criminals. But the definition of failure is when people begin to give themselves what they're supposed to get from government. Now, so far, so good. Nigerians have been in this position. Everybody provides their own power. Most people listening have generators. Some have installed, solar systems in their homes. Most people provide their own water. Almost every compound now has a borehole, and it wasn't put there by government. You pump your own water. Some even provide their own roads. But you see, when people begin to provide their own security, that is where the big problem lies. When people resort to self-help when it comes to security, it is close to impossible to regulate. Because self-help security constitutes jungle justice, which we strongly advocate against. There are different shades, levels, colors, and forms of taking laws into their own hands that you will see, that you would wish that the security architecture, which is the police and other forces, actually worked. So we don't want to get to the point where security becomes one of the many things that people provide for themselves. Chima from Jerry. Hello, Chima. Sorry for keeping you for a bit. Please go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Sam.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that, Chima. Oh my, it's been there for a bit. So I have about 3 minutes. Chima, if you can call back, I would be very much willing to take back your call. So I'm expecting calls from Chima, particularly from GRA. Let's see. Benson says, the farmer headers clash on those states is complaining, so neighboring Edo State. And that's Benson from Akure. Sam, greetings. I don't understand why cattle are now more important than human beings. National Assembly should pass law prohibiting open grazing nationwide. Thank God there are laws. There are domestic laws. There are lots of states. I read it out one of the days. I read more than 8 states that had laws banning open grazing, including rivers. So it's not just the law. Okay, thank you. I see this message. Sam, we don't have a president. We do have a president, my dear. Papi from Port Harcourt, we have a president. His name is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You might not be satisfied with his administration, but we have a president. So your displeasure should not get you to that point. Okay. Well, it seems Chima did not call back. Okay, I'll just take this call from Okwando, and that will be my final call. And I'm hoping Okwando can do it in a minute. Hello?
Yes, the Oracle. Good evening to you.
Yes, good evening. You have to stick to a minute. I'm almost out of time.
Yes, you see, when you see most of these our leaders speak, or when they want to provide what they call solution to problems, you can agree with me that it's either they don't know what they are doing, or they have not come to serve the people. I think that this issue of farmer header crisis, the only solution is to place a permanent ban on open grazing. There is no way the headers will be carrying their this thing around without having conflict with the farmers. And the president didn't even address all those sides. So I think that there is no hope on side. We don't have, our leaders have failed us, especially this current president. Is a very great disappointment and a failure to Nigeria.
All right.
Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you, Okwando. Well, that's just about a minute. This is where I wrap up this conversation, and usually I have a statement that reflects hope. So once again, I'm hoping that we figure this out. I really do hope we do. For all the right reasons, for everything that is right under the sun, we need to figure this out. And apologies to Chima. I'm sorry you were on hold for a bit. And when it was time to speak, the call ended. Our program comes up now. The news follows at 6. Stay with us.